Hi everyone, my name is Sean O'Kane with Chip Estimate TV, and we're here at GTC 2011 in Santa Clara, California. My guest today is Vic Kulkarni, General Manager and Senior VP for the RTL Business Unit with Apache Design. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Sean.
So Apache provides innovative power analysis and optimization solutions and is focused, and I hope I got this right, is focused on delivering products that address the critical design challenges of power, noise, and reliability.
That is correct.
All right, I hit it right on the head. So Vic, tell us about how you're collaborating with Global Foundries and the joint development you're having at the 28 nanometer super low power sign-off flow using your products, Red Hawk and Totem, and how it meets the critical requirements for customers.
Okay. So we have been working with Global Foundries for over a year and a half now, and we have done quite a bit of work not only with Global Foundries alone directly, but also with their ecosystem partners such as ARM, and we have developed a complete 28 nanometer reference flow for low power design, and that includes number of components. For example, as you mentioned, Red Hawk and Totem are very much part of that. In terms of what a designer can do with this reference flow is to assure three components of his SoC design. One is, of course, the reliable, highly reliable Global Foundries process, which includes the PDK views, many rule files, all kinds of rule decks and so on. We support those. Then we also developed with ARM the complete foundation library and all the views which are related to that foundation library, such as Apache Power Library View, which is called APL, then GDS views, .lib views, and so on. So what the designer can now do is to use Red Hawk in the final SoC design to look at number of components in this reference flow, such as static and dynamic voltage drop analysis at full chip level, so which is a very complex problem indeed. Especially as you go towards 1 billion transistors and more, it gets more and more critical to have this power integrity final sign-off. We also then include in the reference flow various checks on electromigration, ESD checks, then IP and encapsulating IP using totem blocks. We create views called CMM or custom macro models. And then Red Hawk can generate a view called CPM or chip power model, which is a comprehensive view of what can be done in the context of package and then corresponding board with respect to power integrity and voltage analysis and integrity analysis. And then finally the sign-off, which is a must for anybody to sign off the final chip to the GDS2 manufacturing. So that's a complete reference flow from start to finish for this 28 nanometers.
And who needs a manual now when they heard it all right here?
That is correct, and that's our commitment to the customers, common customers of Global Foundries, us and ARM.
Tell us a little bit about your other products, PowerArtist and Sentinel.
Okay, how these products fit in is really if you take a little bit of a bird's eye view, there is a concept called power budgeting, which is becoming more and more critical as you are looking at various mobile applications. For example, the insatiable demand for power increases as you look at GPS to Facebook to YouTube applications. The number of so-called modes of operation can actually increase the power quite a bit, versus where the designer wants to be at a very constant power budget. So what we have achieved is a complete flow from RTL, which is PowerArtist, that's where it comes in the picture. You can now predict what will happen downstream by doing RTL level power analysis, and then the designer can do post-synthesis, clock tree synthesis, place and route and such, and then join that front end to the back end, which is Red Hawk, for final sign-off. But the consistency of estimating power at RTL then fits with the back-end flow of power grid integrity. And what PowerArtist does is essentially provide that RTL view of power, what is going to happen in different modes of operation. How can you conserve power? How can you meet the power budgeting demands, which is to conserve battery, for example, on mobile or in green servers applications. How to reduce, everybody wants to reduce power as you go towards green applications. When Sentinel comes in the picture, where it takes the so-called CPM views, which I mentioned earlier from Red Hawk, and it can do the complete analysis in the context of the PCB surrounding with respect to, let's say, high-speed DDRs. They are switching at very high speed, 4 gigahertz to 5 gigahertz now. The Sentinel is able to analyze those effects on the board and in the surroundings of the chip in the context of complete voltage drop, which is happening on the chip itself. Simultaneous switching outputs, which are switching at high speed, can do complete SSO analysis and so on. So the whole PowerArtist, Red Hawk, Totem for IP, and Sentinel form the complete solution for power budgeting and power grid integrity.
So they can do a lot of power trade-offs within that environment.
Exactly.
Okay.
And meet their end specs, which are consistent with what they had thought of at the RT level or at the architectural level.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Is there any new announcements that you'd like to share with us and our audience?
Sure. The biggest announcement, of course, was on August 2nd, where Apache, we were acquired by ANSYS, which is a public company, ANSS symbol on NASDAQ. And it's very unusual. This is the first time what we have now created a bigger vision of what EDA should look like. So all kinds of analysis, not just stop at the chip level, but for example, in ANSYS world, they do fluid dynamics, solids and mechanical analysis simulation. Then they do complete analysis of structural and other components of final end products. So bringing all the solutions together to solve an engineer's problem. And we from Apache side are providing that knowledge of electronics world from the conventional EDA world to go into the complete simulation, what we call chip-aware system-level simulation.
So Apache still stays within its own branding and everything, but within the umbrella of ANSYS.
Exactly. So now we get a big support, a foundation of very strong financial strength of ANSYS, and then we are still considered as a wholly owned subsidiary of ANSYS.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks
Vic Kulkarni, General Manager and Senior Vice President of the RTL Business Unit with Apache Design. My name is Sean O'Kane. We'll see you next time on Chip Estimate TV.
Thank you.